Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good
Yes,
evening.
good evening.
Good
Hi.
evening, everyone.
Good to see you guys. So, Shilekha, we are on. So, what's the plan now?
Yes, sir, we are on, sir. We can start, sir.
Oh, okay, good. So, I didn't know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No,
So,
we were waiting for 1 minute, sir. Now
okay,
it's time. We
wait, no problem.
can
Wait.
start, sir. It's fine, sir.
Because my screen still seems Spotify. I can see.
No, sir, it's 5-2 now. We can. So, hi, Tanika. Good evening. I could see you are there in Chennai office. Hi, Tanika.
Yeah. And we have new people in Chennai.
Oh, okay. So, we can go live, sir. We can start, sir.
No, I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. We go once again before we start. Tanika, did we activate that incoming call? Whatever we want to have a number to test. Is that on?
No, sir, we have not still activated the phone, sir.
So, have we tested at least once?
Yeah, we have tested it, sir.
Okay, no, and we should make it live because we should not wait for this event. We're supposed to have done it long time back. So
Sure, sir.
that's one way to get more people dialed in or ask questions, whichever it is. Anyway,
Yes,
so
sir.
let's get started. Good evening, everyone, all the team members who are present in the video call as well as who are listening on the DC Live. Very good evening, and we are getting into another Ask Me Anything session. So this is the same open house session repackaged as AMA because that's a name which is quite popular these days. And that's the intent. It tells the intent very clearly. This is a session where I'm very keen to answer any questions which are there in people's mind, irrespective of center, process, designation, and so on. So if there is anything which you guys want to share with me as a comment or a suggestion or a complaint or a request or whatever it is, I'm more than happy to listen. Obviously, we'll go only as long as there are questions. So obviously, if you want to have a shorter session, then you guys can stop the question and we all can go ahead. But otherwise, the floor is open and I'm keen to answer queries from anyone on anything. Who's going to ask the first question? That's always a tricky one in Desiku. So, or anybody else wants to share anything or start a discussion, that's also fine because we just want to engage with people in this session. We're also thinking of how to modify this format itself because typically this is done best in person. Like I've been always maintaining that, like last time we did in Chennai, it was pretty good, interactive, though the topics were probably not relevant to everyone. At least I was very happy to interact with the team. I'm sure some of our members who were present in Chennai office that day would have had a much more focused session, and they would have had a chance to listen to all the Q&A. In virtual format, it's a little challenging, but instead of abandoning it, we thought we will continue with this, but we'll come up with a better format if we can do it physically, center by center. That's one option. But we'll have to make good with what we have right now. But the purpose is the same, that to engage in a conversation or listen to what's happening on your side. And like I said, see clarifications or anything which has happened. I'm sure a lot has happened in 1 month since we met last. So I'm sure that there are things which in people's mind which needed some kind of conversation. So that's the context. So you don't have to go in any order or center or anything. So anybody has anything in mind, please shoot. Otherwise, Srileka will have the shortest DC live program.
I could say also a lot of new DNX leaders as well, if idle opportunity is well to interact.
Okay, so then good. That's a very good beginning, Saran. Okay, let's hear from the DNX leaders who got promoted and became part of DNX recently. So anybody else, anybody in that team wants to share or ask a question or share their views? So Veena is saying one complicated question, but I don't know whether it's addressed to me or not. But whatever it is, Veena, you can ask the question directly to Tanigay. Okay, I'm saved. Tanigay, please answer Veena's question.
Yes, sir. We have interns who joined in Q1 today in Chennai office. So I would just invite them. Just give me 2 minutes.
Sure.
Aparna, call everybody. Come here. So this is our open house today. I mean, basic rules open house. Every month we conduct an open house. Okay. So he's Mr. Mani, our CEO. Okay. And we have other leaders. Can you see everyone, sir?
Yes, I can see about 4 of them.
Yeah, 4 of them only, sir.
Very good. So they're all joining Q&A Club.
Yeah, Q1 Club, sir. All from IIT.
IIT.
Interns for.
Oh, okay. So the strength on Q&A Cloud in Chennai is become 4 times.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hi guys. Welcome to Q&A Cloud. Welcome to Desi Group Chennai. So, are you guys decided on a project or you're just starting?
So just tell about your first day experience. What did you learn about induction? Just tell us
It is unfair.
experience. What did you do?
There are so many people in the call who've been there in Desi Group for so long, they're not saying anything. And then on first day on intern, you're asking them experience.
So at least I can hear something. What is the induction they have to? So just few words. Whatever you feel, you can talk. Anything.
Okay, let's see if anybody else in Q&A Cloud is there in this call. Maybe they'll be more comfortable talking to them. Anyone from Q&A Cloud joined today?
Sudhakar is there, sir.
Yes, we have Sindhuja also, sir. Sindhuja we have in the line.
Yeah, Sindhu also.
Okay, can Sudhakar and Sindhu say hi to them and make them a little bit more comfortable instead of scaring everyone like this? I don't see Sudhakar.
Sudhakar is here in office.
In office?
Yeah.
Oh, then you must have already met them.
Yeah, yes. Yes, met him.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi Sudhakar. Good evening. Sorry for troubling you. No, we just wanted you to talk to your new team members and see if they want to share anything with us. Otherwise, also it's fine. This is their first day, so just wanted to say hi to them.
They just came to the office, so yeah. Yeah,
They have said. Okay, nothing more. No, you don't want to update anything.
So usually what we do is we have an induction program where we show Mani's photo and we say this is our CEO. So today they're getting to see you live, sir. So that is the difference.
That photo you have shown some 10 years back, so you'll be looking whether it is the same guy or not. That's the challenge. Okay, so I think enough troubling those people. It's no problem. So let's go. Let's move on. Anybody else who joined after this? Any new member of DNX team? Anyone wants to share and ask a question or make a comment?
Sir, we have asked already 3 questions are there in today's topic, sir. Like, when does, I mean, like, when do we all go back to office? Like, and do we have summit this year? And when we'll have the next research? Like, anything on that, sir? Any updates? Like, you want to share on those things?
Sorry, Shileka, one by one. You're asking too many questions.
No, sir. All the 3 questions we asked
Sorry?
to get today's meet. Like, no. It's like when the office will
Yeah,
for today's program. And the second question, like,
Ask
Sorry,
one
what
question at a
question?
time.
Sunny, can you please take over, please?
Sorry, Shileka, I couldn't hear your voice. It's breaking.
Yeah, she like not able to hear.
No, no, sir. In today's meeting, okay, you can ask the same like what we updated into like when are we back to office and when is the do we have DC summit this year?
Asking, when are we going to come back to office?
Those things. Yeah.
When are we coming back to office?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We are already in office. Just now we saw people in Given Cloud in Chennai office. The rest of the people are not coming to office. We can't do anything. Office is working. I think all the centers are now operational.
Yes, sir.
There are clients and processes which have gone live in the last couple of months. Some of them clients have asked us to be present in the office. Some of us, we have asked the team members because it's new. And some of the DNX traders are coming regularly. In some centers, DNX people are coming in once a week or once in 10 days or schedule as per their convenience. But there is no bar on anyone coming to office at this point in time. So, because there are no restrictions, either from a COVID perspective or transport, travel, logistics. And we haven't really formulated a rule, primarily because last time when we attempted it, we realized that if everyone needs to show up in the office, then we need to rework the shift timings and even in some cases the seating capacity, etc. So we have not announced a formal policy, but the standing instruction or standing practice which everyone is following is that obviously we are working, we are open for business from the customer's point of view. We would love to have people working out of centers, but we have not put any mandated rule at this point in time. I think that will probably continue for a while till something changes. Either it changes for worse if there are some more restrictions coming in place, because no one can be sure that the COVID is not there. People can only say when the COVID is arrived. So we cannot say we have to go month by month, because there are some predictions saying that June 4th wave will come, etc. Before June is begun today. So government is also not going to announce a policy for opening up. If you go by what our clients do, like I got a chance to travel to Delhi to meet one of our clients in May, and their office was full. Not a place to sit because same issue, people have expanded during the COVID time and couldn't expand the physical space. So the net result is that the office is houseful. People are moving all over the place. They had even instituted a rapid antigen test, RAT test for all the visitors, which was mandatory. Which government is also not said, but this client has implemented this already. Even I was administered the test. Uh, so that's where it is. So for us, like we are welcome. People can come to office. We are already open, and then it's up to the individual teams to figure out based on what the clients need and what our constraints are. But as of now, our stated policies, we are open for business. We would welcome people to our center. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What is the second one you said?
Sir, do we have a DC summit this year?
Yeah, that HR team should tell us.
Very soon, Srilekha. You will have the announcement soon. We are working on it.
We are waiting, Tanivel.
Yes. Okay, next. Anybody else wants to ask any question or suggest or open up some topic for discussion? Okay, so if there are no further questions, then we should all go back into our work. There are almost 25 people I can see on the stream. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Pradeep. Yes.
We have Mohan, sir, who's joined as a TMP for HR, sir, Associate Manager.
Oh, okay. So he's joining Jane Palam today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right, sir.
Okay, good. Welcome, Mohan.
Thank you, sir. How are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you?
Yeah, fine, sir.
Glad to see you.
Thank you, sir.
So you are in the office. I can see you in the office place.
Yeah, right, sir. Right, sir.
Okay, good. So that answers. Shileka, your question is already answered. He's joining the organization. He's in the office. You just now saw the interns from Q Cloud. They are in office. So I don't need to answer anything more.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. So yes, Mohan, welcome to Desiku TN Palayam. I'm sure a lot of action is happening at TMP at this point in time.
Yes, sir.
So for the benefit of everyone, can you just give a couple of line introduction about yourself?
Okay.
That'd be nice. And if there are questions to Mohan also, we'll take it. And further questions, I'm happy to take.
Sure, sir. Sir, I started my career on 2014 and Erode College of Pharmacy as a placement coordinator. Then I get opportunity from construction industry. Lost my whole experience on construction industry only. I have few experience and designing like that projects. And recently I meet Mr. Tani sir and this opportunity, this new opportunity. Before the into
Mohan, sorry, your connection probably is not very stable. I heard you say that you
sir,
were.
now audible, sir?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Sir, I first of all I started my career on 2014 onwards. First of all, I get opportunity from placement coordinator in Erode locations only in local.
Okay.
Then I get opportunity from whole experience and construction industry. I get a little bit exposure from web designing and digital marketing like that projects. At the same time, recently meet Mr. Tanigai sir. Then I get opportunity from Desi group of companies. I am very interesting to on our concepts. IT companies located at rural locations. It's a very
Similar companies or models near Gobi or any other college in that area?
Yes, sir. I recently visited some colleges, sir.
Okay.
In Kungu Engineering and Nanda College of Polytechnic colleges. These two colleges I recently visited on last my companies.
Okay.
Sir, I have some ideas to develop the TN Palayam branch brand promotion activities, sir.
Sure.
Today, orally we discuss about CSR activities like that only, sir. We want to create our brand promotion activities in TN Palayam branch. But just I visit on today, Nelson sir and Indrani madam just to give the introduction about our projects and some details. I'm really telling sir, in Gobi location we are doing in this kind of the project is really very good. But the current situation, as my part of view, I'm around 30 years. I'm located in Erode only, but I don't know about Desi group of companies.
Yeah, we are very good at it. We will not tell anybody anything about this.
Yes, this is my current situation. But we are doing the good projects, but the people don't know about the Desi group of companies. If they are know the Desi group of companies, but people won't miss these opportunities. It's a salaries that doesn't matter. That people are looking for the good opportunity in same locations only. One of my friend also working as a started his career as a same our package only. Now he appointed on 2014 and 13 on just Wipro Infosys. Now they get good promotion, good package. It's the same also of the Desi group of companies. Initial stages we are giving the similar package. After that, based on performance, we give the same also. Like that Infosys, whatever it is. So we want to first of all, I want to focus on our branding only, sir. First, we want to create our brand. Based on that, new joinees or fresher jealous about Desi group of companies, then they will be joined to us.
Point well taken, Mohan. I think we have to do some work. We never prioritize that. So it's not that we have not reached out. See, in all the centers, we do have a good connection of people, colleges, placement officers, etc.
Yes,
but we have not really spread our name or brand in the geography locations where we are working. For example, even if we take TN Palayam Center, right? So we will be having what, close to 250 people now or even more? Roughly.
380, sir.
380.
Correct? Indrani, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir, 380.
So that's amazing, right? So if you look at 380, right? So if you really look at where they are coming from, all 380 are not from TN Palayam, not from Gobi. But if you look at each location where people are reaching out to TN Palayam Center.
Almost people are, yes, sir, almost covering people are in Gobi Chettipalayam and Satyamangalam, sir. So both two locations we have more people.
Correct. So, but if you go to Satyamangalam and ask about Desi group, like what Mohan said, people may not even know it. People who are working with us probably will know. But if you go to Satyamangalam town or somewhere in that area and ask about Desi group, people may not even be aware. So that's what Mohan is saying. So if you look at the places where our team members are coming, once they reach our centers, they will know, their immediate family will know, parents will know. But the larger community may or may not know. So in the past, we have done some events. We used to have events in each center. We had conducted a marathon in Kollu. We had done some work in Kapu with the local administration on flood relief and so on and so forth. We did a tsunami, or not tsunami, post flood reliefs in Vipuram. Almost all centers we have been engaging with the community. But what Mohan is pointing out, what we have not done so far, is that we have not planned a regular calendar of events. See, if you don't do it every month or every quarter, the community also will not register the name as Desikru, and they are doing some good work in our area. If you have an event once in 8 months, once in 3 years, so that's not going to really help, except for the short-term period. So we have, Mohan, this is for you. So we have started a few projects because we've completed the 15th year. So we announced 15 projects. Some of these projects actually have a lot of these activities involving community.
Okay, sir.
You can spend time with Indrani and Nelson and others in TN Palayam, get to know some of these projects, and we can even start planning some of those quite upfront. Maybe that will be a way in which we can start doing our internal promotion or branding as well.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So good to have you on the show, Mohan. And
Thank you, sir.
okay, let's move on. Anybody else? There are more people I can now see. Any other questions, suggestions?
Mani and HR team, are we having any videos that we, for the new promotion of the 15 years, are we have anything in pipeline for promotions? Making
No,
some
we haven't at least not to my knowledge, Nelson. I don't think we have worked on any specific 15th year related.
Okay, which can be a part of the brand promotion where we
Yeah,
can
it
share
can
it.
certainly be part of. See, what we have is a large PPT slides, corporate presentation, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have some videos which were shot in the past. Some of the videos are made by our own people. In fact, in the past, at least 2 videos or 3 videos I remember have been made by our own team members in
Okay.
Kapu, in Kollu, and even in TN earlier version. But I don't think we have done or attempted anything in the recent past.
Okay.
So we can certainly make a beginning, but again, I don't want too many initiatives also. It should be short.
A
It should,
short event just
yeah, make some connection to the people outside this, because we keep saying things about ourselves. The other world, the rest of the world is not interested. So if we can come up with some thoughts, which like just now what Mohan also said, if we can now, let's say, make a, let's say 3 to 4 minutes video about basic crew in TN in that region, Erode region for the last almost 10 years, more than that. If you can cover some of the good points and highlight some of the stories, then maybe that becomes a promotional video which you can show to some other colleges also. But
Okay.
we haven't done anything special for the 15th edition.
Okay. Because I was just, searching for some videos, and that last one, I think the one which was Saloni Malhotra's, one which how she made a vision and mission, right? That was the one thing was coming up on the top list. So I thought we need to update ourselves and let people know. So just a suggestion, and probably we
Like
can
I said,
all.
there are some videos. I'm sure even HR team or Ashwin would have some of these videos collected.
Yeah.
But nothing in the recent past I can recollect.
Okay. So much, sir. We'll start working out something.
Sure. Good. Thanks, Nelson. Okay, let's move on. Hello.
Hi, Mani sir. I have a question.
Yes, Sindhu. Go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of people have joined in the recent past. So how are we going to manage the D-Touch program with a lot of people? I mean, we have very limited seats available for each of these courses. So how are we going to manage this D-Touch course going forward in the next version?
See, we don't have any restriction on the number of seats in each course. The constraints are related to the uh, captain's time or ability to engage with the audience at a given time. For example, in some courses where we have a lot of interactive sessions like our English, so we obviously cannot have 100 people joining in one course. At the same time, if there are courses like Excel, even 100 people joining is not a problem. But when you come to interact session with the captain or live sessions which you want to conduct, then certainly the number will become an issue.
Correct.
So from our side right now, the thought is that since detach is mandatory and everyone will have to be part of a program either way, so we just cannot have a restriction for number of seats. So if a captain is constrained by the time, then we need to look at alternate captains or two captains in such a way so that the number of people who are joining the course are not getting constrained. So I'm sure detach team is also working out on the plan. We are not going to restrict the number of seats unless, like I said, if there is a pre-qualification. See, for example, if you are going to do even Q and Cloud, if you want to go to 201 or 301, so definitely the captains would have expected you to complete at the 101. So if there are some prerequisites like that, then the numbers will automatically come down and it will certainly fair. You just can't get everyone admitted in 301. So that's one way in which your restriction will be there. The other I pointed out earlier is the live sessions which the captains are planning. And if those interactive sessions are becoming an issue, we probably have to either have multiple interactive sessions, which is an additional overload on the captains, which means if now we are planning on every weekday, every week I'll do Saturday, then probably we have to do 2 hours. But even then in the past, if you recollect, what we said was, if a lot of people are not able to come to the live session, we should be able to record these sessions, even with the limited participants, and then make sure that the content is available for the other team members. So that way, the number of participants in a course will not be influenced by the live sessions. Because end of the day, it is the content, it is the questions and answers. And many times we've seen that what doubt I have, somebody else is also asking. So in my view, I don't see any restriction because we are growing that every detached class or the course need to be limited by numbers. The limitation is coming from a different perspective. I think that will still continue because of the 201, 301 classifications, or depending on the nature of the course and so ultimately the decision of the captain as well. From organization's point of view, from detached point of view, we would like to say everyone has to have an option to choose and be part of a detached course. And other development which is happening right now, you would have noticed in the last call also, Sindhu, we are now adding more courses.
Yeah.
So in my view, I mean, I don't recollect the total number, but I'm sure there are already upward of 30 courses right now. So that should also give you a chance for people to spread out. Instead of everybody saying all 500 people want to do a single course. And if you can spread out with new courses, that will also take care of the number of registrants per course.
Okay.
And anybody from detach wants to add anything, I'm more than happy to answer Sindhu's this question.
Yes, sir. Actually, what we are doing is we also have some fast track courses in Loop. So what happens is like once we launch a course, suppose if we are going to start the courses in the month of June, mid-June or something. So then we'll have like for a particular course, we might have some 100, 150 people or 200 people registered like that. Then maybe after a month or after 1.5 months or something, when this course is running through, so that time if we have some more people joining us, so we'll put them through this fast track course. So what happens is they can join the 101 course. So it is not necessary for everybody to start at once and finish at once. They can also be part of these courses where they will be registering to the 101 courses and they can also complete it along with the others. So we've done this during the last detach also. So we are doing it again. So it's not that people have to wait for the next course to launch and then they can join for the detach courses. They can join when the courses are live also. The first batch of courses are live also. There are a couple of
Okay.
courses like that. So currently, I think there are four, but we'll be adding some more courses to that list also. So almost all the courses which are there right now, the 101 courses, they can do it by themselves as part of the self-learning, and also through the sessions which the captains are conducting.
Okay. Got it.
So Sindhu, what's that new mic you have? You become an RJ or something?
No, no, we are just planning for podcasts and the webinars. So as a part of this, I had to buy some equipment, the lighting equipment, the mic, and all this setup.
So is that better mic with better sensitivity and so on?
Yeah, it's a condenser mic. You can hear me properly, I guess. So there
Oh,
will not be any voices, any noises in the background. It will cancel out everything.
oh, yeah. I think looks nice, and also I'm sure the audio quality is also good. So you should, once you use it, you should also let us know the secret. What is the specs and
Yeah, actually, I don't have any webcam. So I'm using my iPhone as the webcam here, and I have this lighting equipment here, which will, brighten up the scene and all. So yeah, I'm definitely interested to teach all the people
no, no.
related to these things.
This is very important. Like you touch the aspect of lighting, right? So many of us, when I go into calls, I realize that people are not literally ready for a video call, right?
Correct.
So these kind of things would definitely help because it adds to the professionalism and makes a little bit more pleasant in terms of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because even in client, like we had a call this morning also, clients are also working from home. So you can see the house and kids running around. Everything's not very different for people. But if there are options available, and
Yeah.
if it's going to help in the, especially the audio part, because that's where I think the challenges we have.
Great.
Sometimes I also get echo and all of that. So if there are better equipment, it's high time we invested in that and to upgrade ourselves the both audio and video. Very nice to know this. So please do share your secrets later.
Sure, sir. Sure. As a digital marketing team lead, I should definitely have this equipment because
Yes,
I'll be talking to a lot of these people.
yes, yes, yes. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks, Sindhu. Let's move on. I can see some more people joining. Anybody who's joined the DNext team recently, they are given special space to ask questions. Since nobody else is asking, we are giving you special place, but it's pretty
Sir,
open.
I have a detached question. We were on detached topic.
Yes.
Right. So, in fact, uh, I've completed three cycles with Detach. I've seen in the first and the second one, not in the last one, where before we launched a course, there used to be a lot of brainstorming and stuff like that before the course launch and in mid as well, right? Talking about the bottlenecks and a lot of, and this is the space where you also learn about what other captains, other coordinators, and courses they are doing, and also at the end, and also we plan ahead as well. So these are the three meets which I've seen in the first and the second cycle, not in the last one. So I just thought, maybe for time schedule and stuff like that, it couldn't be done. But it was a great opportunity where we, because there are, I hear there are so many courses where we also learn, we also take the best part and we can implement. We might share something which will be very useful for everybody. So this is one thought I just wanted to share.
Sure, Saran. See, if you go back, we also deliberately wanted the last cycle to be different from the previous ones. We wanted more time to be given for the participants, captains, and for us to learn and to get the best in terms of comparisons, benchmarking we wanted to do. So some of them have worked out. Maybe not all courses were reaching the same level of standards we hoped for. But this round, whenever we are going to launch for this quarter, I'm sure we would have incorporated many of these lessons which we have learned and some of these best practices in terms of either assessment or even the live sessions with external faculty, because that's one of the things which we also want to do. See, if you recollect, two things which we wanted to do last cycle, which we
Yeah.
continue even now. How to make ourselves uh, production ready, like whatever certifications which we are coming up with, our the crewmates who are joining the course, especially at 301 levels, they should be in a position to be deployed, or they should be in a position to use the skills which they learned as soon as they are done with the courses. So which means the content, the standards and assessment have to be on par with what is available in the industry. So that's one thing which we will continue to do in this part as well. The other thing is that whenever we do not have internal capacity or bandwidth, for example, it's unfair to go back to our own delivery managers to take on more load. Like what Sindhu also said, if more people are joining as a captain, then I'm suddenly doubling my capacity, which is going to put strain on my time. That is not the intent at all. What we should do as an organization right now is, how do we acquire that skill? Like you came into Desikru primarily as a English skill provider. Now I'm sure you understood the platform and you are contributing in many other ways in which the organization can move forward. So we would like to replicate this as well. So we would like to acquire skilled specialists as part of Desikru who can also come and take the load in terms of designing the curriculum and implementing across the board, especially the key ones which we're targeting. Like the other day, Thiru also pointed out some of the new technologies we wanted to focus, right? So these new technologies by definition means nobody in Desikru is even aware of the basics. So we have to necessarily depend on external team. So these are the two changes which we initiated even in the last cycle. One is how do we make our people production ready, deployment ready as soon as the certification is done, and how do we expand our so-called teaching capacity within the organization to include not only our current practitioners but also to get professionals who are part of this team, so that our knowledge sharing or benchmarking with the best becomes much easier. So I expect this trend to continue even for the current cycle.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure. Thanks, Saran.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to other questions now. I can tick QN Cloud, I can tick TN Palem, I can even tick Chennai. What about the other centers? Kollu, Kapu. Kapu, I don't know whether anybody is there from Kapu at all.
I think we have somebody from Hyderabad also, sir. Prajwal, you're in Hyderabad, right?
No, Veena. Which Prajwal is in Hyderabad?
Is Prajwal Shetty? No, okay.
Pratik and Vishal, I know.
Okay, no, I got confused between Pratik and Prajwal. Sorry.
Okay, Vilpuram, Kollu, 25. Okay, so if there are no further questions, then it's back to you, Shileka. 5:45. So we ended 15 minutes early. So maybe we'll reschedule this to a 45 minutes program from next time onwards, if that helps.
Yes, sir.
So Mohinder, Gayatri, you don't have any question? We have Karthik also here from Chennai.
No questions, sir.
No questions this time from my side, sir. Because we do interact in some other sessions.
So now I realize I think I'm available to supplies become more. So vanish for some time. I can understand that. Okay. I got the message. No problem. We can't force anybody.
And for the long, I think for the last month we didn't do this tech talk too. Like, we've been waiting for the new DNX leader also to get updates. So when can we go live from next week, sir? This tech talk too.
Sorry, Sheila, your voice is breaking.
Sir, now, sir, is it audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible, but the question when you start asking not clear. Or can someone help me?
Yeah,
I just want to know, like, Yes.
Put it in chat, Sheila.
Yeah, Tanvi, I can. So my question is for like, no, when will restart our Tech Talk show? Like, sir, we were waiting for these new DNX leader teams for updation.
Oh, TikTok show.
Yes, sir. Yes, because I could see
I'm
like
glad
the
you asked.
last two Saturdays, I'm so happy that one or two people are asking why nowadays Tech Talk show is not happening. Like, so I
No,
just want to convey this message, right?
yeah, sure. Thanks a lot for reminding, Shilaka. I'm glad at least two people remembered that the show existed and they're asking why not. I'm happy. No, we'll start. I'm only waiting for the new DNX team to be constituted. I think now we are ready. So we will start from June this month.
Okay,
I'll
sir.
figure out
Okay.
the schedule and then I'll find out how to incorporate more members because see my thought process is even if we take in years time, so we have only about 50 weeks, right? So if we have two leaders in my program every week, we probably will be able to cover everyone. But if there are interruptions or if there are, and we're not even having weekly, it's an alternate week program, right? So
Yes,
it's
sir. Yes,
an
sir.
alternate status, which means I'll have only about 25 programs. So I'm thinking how to get everyone be part of it. So I'll figure out a way. Maybe we can have three people in a week show or things like that. And I also would like to start with people who have not participated till now because there are some people who already been part of my show. I'm glad they were there. Not sure about them, but at least I'm happy that they were there. So let me also see how to get the combination going. Maybe one DNX new leader plus one old team member kind of model. But whatever thing is, I'll come up with the solution for addressing everybody in 1 year cycle. That is one thing I'm looking forward to. And also the schedules, which is the most convenient because last time we had Saturday 5 o'clock, something like that. So I'd like to get some feedback from some of the people, whether that's an ideal time or is there any better time where more people can participate. But this June will definitely start. So please thank those two people who
Yes,
asked
sir.
us
Sure.
about the show. Even though it is not there, if somebody remembered that, I think it's a good success. We will start from there.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Sir, my next question, you may say that this question may go to the HR team, but still I just want to ask this question, sir. Recently, I saw the template for this DMAX course, sir. I could see that all the scores were covered for everything. The only one thing I felt like it was missing for DC Live. Like, so detach, everything was covered. Like, no, I just felt like whether can we bring 1% for DC Live, only at least for DNX leader, somewhere they can engage their team on DC Live, like.
No, why DMAX is not there for DC Live?
No,
Yes,
she's
sir.
telling for
No,
DNX
not for the DC
leaders.
Live teams, sir. DNX leader. Because we were planning like at least one show DNX leader should do on DC Live. But because of the time constraint and the project design and they were not able to do. So I don't know whether we can do this or not. Veena understood the question, right? I don't know how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
put it
I
like.
did understand the question.
Yeah.
No, I haven't understood.
She's telling for the DNX leaders. Initially, when we started the new version of DC Live, we said that every DNX leader should promote their teams to do at least one program in a week or a month's time. So that is not happening because all the process people are busy with their own processes. So we hardly have any listeners to the DC Live also. Leaving aside giving any programs on DC Live. So she's telling for detach we have a weightage. For all the other criteria things we have weightage. For DC Live, should we give at least 1 or 2% weightage also so that they come and do some activities? That's a question.
No,
So,
certainly
but
not.
that is not for everybody. No. That is not for all people, sir. I'm just telling that only for at least DNS leader. Only for DNS leader. Like, can we? Is
No,
that is possible? Like,
no, Shilaka. See, simple. One is we can't
no,
get
no.
everything
Understood,
done
sir.
through
Because I am
the
asking which
DMAX.
cannot be
No,
accepted by yes,
I
sir.
understood the question now. I'm just telling you the idea of DMAX, right? See, DMAX is not, you can't just put the entire organization's interest on DMAX alone. The rest of the people, rest of the organization, HR and team leads and DM, everybody is there to do our life. So DMAX is not the only instrument by which we need to get things done. That is point number one. Point number two, you're saying 1%, 2% weightage. Who will bother? If you give me one DMAX score with 2% weightage for DC Live, I'll rather take 0 of 2% and work for the 98% rather than trying to commit something for you. So 1 or 2% doesn't make any difference to you also. And the third thing is, see, obviously DC Live, we've been saying from the beginning, when it was a vaccination drive, we could say it is an organizational mandate. If you remember, I even told the team members to depute people, give them
Yes, sir.
paid leave or time to go out and be RJ and all of that. So that is the first phase. Now it is in a different mode. So you guys are competing with so many other things, including the Netflix and Amazon Prime and IPL and so on and so forth. So it is about people's attention, people's mind space, and it cannot be mandated as part of our basic. However much I like the DC Live idea, some of us do, we cannot make it a mandatory part of everybody's life right now. So we need to really compete. Like I said, keep saying that we need to be creative. So now you talked about every week one program by one DNext leader and so on and so forth. There are, at least in my last count, there are 100 DNext leaders now. So if everybody has to do 1 week program, we don't even have time. So it is not that we can make it mandatory, but there is opportunity. So it has to be spread. I mean, I already told you the mantra also. You need to focus on the newcomers, whether it's an audience or even as a participant or even as a contributor. So, for example, you can interview, you start a new series interviewing all the new DNext leaders. So they cannot say no, because I cannot come on that show. Nobody else who is already part of DNext can come on this show. So by naturally, then you will be designed to get the new people. And there are a lot of people who are joining, right? So you heard Mohan. And we have Amanda, who has joined recently. And like Veena said, there are people who have now gone out of their comfort zone, out of their centers, into new area, new geography, new projects. There's a team working in Hyderabad right now. So you can interview people and share their experience. There is Anup, who is sitting in US. There is Ashwant, who has gone to US and come back. So there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of new things. They are not obviously part of DC Live. They are not even thinking about DC Live, but it is DC Live's responsibility to know, track, and communicate and spread the message. Like we talked about internal branding and so on and so forth. So in my view, that's why we said DC Live and DTouch is part of HR. It's not those got a different branding, teams dedicated, etc. But end of the day, all of these are vital components of what HR has to do. So HR team also has to start thinking this as an extended arm and reach. So the communication messages have to go from us, as in the DC Live HR team, to all the crewmates, and vice versa. We need to create a situation where people are reaching out to you for multiple things. Now I see a lot of emailers coming to promote. In my view, I think that utility phase is gone. So if we keep sending mails every day with 8-10 programs, that purpose is lost. So we need to now switch on to different channels. We need to figure out how to attract the team and sustain. It is not easy. It's not something which is in our capability also. It's a completely novel experience. Like we are not different from any other TV channel or radio channel. They always need to come up with creative ideas, content. Like we all keep cursing, or we don't know. I can't say curse. Maybe a lot of people are liking Big Boss also. So there are a lot of programs like this which are a little bit more thought-provoking or controversial at times, but it helps in promoting the what they call as TRPs or viewership or audiences. So my suggestion to DC Live is not to touch DMAX, but see how we can creatively involve people and grow organically and ensure that people should be competing to come on your show. But for that, first, a lot of groundwork and hard work needs to be. You need to chase people to be even part of this show. See, for example, we started talking about Tech Talk. Now, how come none of the other DNX leaders and leaders are not hosting any program on this? We are not doing anything different. I'm not doing some rocket science, or I'm not spending 10 hours every day to create that show. So max is about what, 2-3 hours in a week, including that program 1 hour itself. So it's not an effort or time. It is the ability to connect. And from your side, it is like you need to be persevering. So you've seen, you need to assume that all of us are celebrities, right? The media always runs behind celebrities, not the other way around. So you guys have to figure out, you can't assume that by sending message, an email or a poster or a WhatsApp, that things will automatically happen. We know that's not how it works. So the DC Live team have to really be creative, involve people. I'm sure there are a lot of ways the newcomers can contribute. And if the participants are also newcomers and the content is also driven by the newcomers, it will create much better momentum than what we are currently seeing today. I'm not diminishing the value of the effort which is already happening. I'm pretty happy with the effort, but what I feel is that we certainly need a new approach, and you guys should connect with new people. Even in this call, there are a lot of new people who have come in the last 1 month or so. So connect with them individually, take their inputs, contributions, and obviously we are not expecting more than about an hour of time, even in a monthly level, not even weekly I'm talking about. At an individual leader, if 100 DNX leaders commit just 1 hour a month in either thinking about the program or giving a new idea or being part of the show themselves, then I think you will see a dramatic change in the fortunes of our viewership. But certainly not DMAX, certainly not any mandatory thought anymore. Okay. Sorry, I do not like this answer,
Yes,
but
sir. Yes. No, I know this answer, but even I know, like, if I ask this question, what will happen to me? I just want to ask. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, sure. If there are no questions, then we'll wind up for the day. It's 6 o'clock. I also need to move off from the call.
Sure.
Anyone with any last question, or we'll wind up? Sure. Thank you very much. And I think today's lesson is the equipment which you pointed out. So I'll wait for that, and we'll see if we can upgrade ourselves into all of that into the next sessions. And Tanige, my request is please activate the voice interaction sessions. We would certainly like to have people asking questions on phone, even without the internet and video and so on and so forth.
Sure, sir. We'll have the.
Sure. Thank you very much, and hope to see you guys in person very soon.
See you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good evening.